Hey guys, it's MadameWario, and today I'll be discussing and reviewing my cosplay journey beginning in 2012 and leading up to 2020. Bellatrix Lestrange from the Harry Potter series debuted at a university event in December 2012. This cosplay was pieced together utilizing garments and accessories I already owned or cut up to fit her specific look. I also sport my real hair whenever portraying Bellatrix, which is always a fun job to undertake. She was my first attempt at cosplay and is without question one of my all-time favorites. Since then, she has been my go-to cosplay when crunched for time. Most appropriately, I was able to wear this cosplay to Wizard World Comic Con in Chicago, Illinois back in 2013, where Tom Felton, aka Draco Malfoy, was a celebrated guest. Bellatrix also made an appearance at the official Barnes & Noble book release party for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and has even been worn to teach dance during the week of Halloween. She has appeared at more events than any other cosplay I own, always sporting the Sharpie Dark Mark tattoo, of which lingers for a few days afterward. There is no villain I enjoy playing more. Flareon, my favorite evolution from the Pokemon franchise, was the first cosplay I ever won an award for, having made it as a quarter-finalist in the MagFest 2014 cosplay battle. Like Bellatrix, this cosplay was pieced together using garments I scavenged for this look. My approach was a neon raver, as I wanted to portray a party image for Flareon to celebrate her being the first holographic Pokemon card I ever obtained. This was also the first time I ever wore a wig for a cosplay. In addition to MagFest, Flareon has also heated up the halls at OhioCon 2014 in Columbus, Ohio. While I have retired this cosplay, having worn out most of the pieces, I will always cherish this look. Jigglypuff, my favorite Pokemon, debuted at PAX East in Boston, Massachusetts back in 2014. She later took the stage in 2016 at Anime Crossroads in Indianapolis, Indiana. At the Anime Crossroads Masquerade, my sister Madame Toadstool and I took home our very first cosplay performance trophy, winning Best Skit. This look was so much fun and holds a special place in my heart, as Anime Crossroads 2016 was one of the best con experiences and perhaps my favorite cosplay performance I've ever done. Pawn, my favorite character from Fire Emblem Awakening, debuted at PAX East in Boston, Massachusetts in 2014. This cosplay is half pieced together, half handmade, and didn't require much altering to my natural look since Pawn matches my coloring with almost no effort. I wanted to try a more literal cosplay interpretation with Pawn's look, and while this cosplay is retired, I'm happy to have portrayed such a powerful woman from the Fire Emblem universe. Haru, from one of the most underrated Ghibli films, The Cat Returns, was the first Lolita-inspired cosplay I ever attempted. Creating her unique accessories was a challenge, but I was happy with the end result. She debuted at Anime Crossroads in Indianapolis, Indiana in 2016 and returned, no pun intended, to the con universe at MagFest in National Harbor, Maryland in 2017. I am forever grateful to the true fans of The Cat Returns I met through this cosplay, and to those who deemed Muta the perfect Simba at the Anime Crossroads Disney Sing-Along in 2016. Tuxedo Mask, the beloved hottie from Sailor Moon, marked the beginning of what would become a favorite pastime of mine, crossplay. I wanted to take my favorite Sailor Moon character and make him into a femme fatale. Tuxedo Mask first took the floor at MagFest 2017 in National Harbor, Maryland. I absolutely adore the achieved look, as I was going for a sexier approach than usual, especially since I was taking a male character and making him female. Tuxedo Mask could be seen at MagFest Day 1 practicing yoga at the Yoga for Gamers panel, which is maybe one of my favorite things I did while wearing this cosplay. The look must have done its job, as it garnered the attention of my then crush, now fiance, after not having seen each other for many years. I love this cosplay. DDR was the most fun cosplay I have ever done, as simply walking down the hallway turned into a party. This cosplay debuted at MagFest 2017, complete with full DDR soundtrack. I have to admit that this cosplay enabled my true personality to 100% shine through, which may be another huge reason why I love it so much. DDR was the first cosplay I ever created entirely by hand, wearing all of my own creations, even the shoes. I also split the pink and blue color scheme down the middle, doing my makeup in 2 different shades and even painting my shoes 2 different colors. Performing alongside my sister, who wore a matching cosplay, also created by me, we took home our second Best Performance award at the Anime Crossroads 2017 Cosplay Masquerade. As someone who has always aspired to be one of those DDR pros, I figured if I couldn't be that good, I'd just be the game. I can promise you this cosplay is bound to reappear in the future, as it's just too much fun to retire anytime soon, or maybe ever. One of my few one-off cosplays, I wanted to represent one of my favorite fictional little girls, Chihiro, from my all-time favorite Miyazaki film, Spirited Away. I handmade each piece of this cosplay, including a 5-foot plush dragon Haku. I took her work uniform and made it a little girlier and more grown-up, which was my overall approach to this look. Like Pawn, Chihiro has similar coloring to my own, which made her look easy to achieve. She premiered at Anime Crossroads in Indianapolis, Indiana back in 2017. Shiny Kyogre, my favorite legendary from the Pokemon franchise, emerged from the ocean and strutted down the hallways of Anime Crossroads 2017 in Indianapolis, Indiana. His cosplay mostly consisted of an entirely handmade cape adorned with gems to make it extra shiny. This cosplay debuted on the last day of the con, which gave it very little con time. For this reason, I plan to bring this cosplay back at a future con where it can really shine. Banjo from BanjoKazooie is my other favorite cosplay of all time. He first took the streets of Hamilton, Ontario at Con Bravo 2017, not long after I played the N64 game for the first time. This was one of my favorite streaming experiences ever. BanjoKazooie is honestly the game that truly transitioned me from a Let's Player into a streamer, so I had to represent as I identify with Banjo's kooky, happy-go-lucky attitude and weird noises, to say the least. I had so much fun running around the streets of Hamilton, complete with, you guessed it, the entire BanjoKazooie soundtrack, and later did the same thing at MagFest 2018 in National Harbor, Maryland. Since this cosplay is mostly pieced together, it is unlikely that I will ever get to debut him in a masquerade, but I would love to perform as Banjo on stage at least once in the future. Shout out to all the die-hard Banjo fans I met while wearing this cosplay who expressed their gratitude for me representing their favorite character over 20 years after his video game debut. You guys are the best. I truly wanted to represent my all-time favorite game system by just being my favorite game system. The N64, playing Paper Mario specifically, debuted at Con Bravo 2017 in Hamilton, Ontario, where I won my first craftsmanship award from 2D to 3D at the Cosplay Masquerade, which I found out about the same day as I entered. The backpack, which is a giant Paper Mario N64 cartridge plush, is fully functional, drawing inspiration from the Dreamcast controller backpack seen floating around the internet. Everything about this cosplay is handmade, from the garments to the jewelry, and I'm so proud of the result. Each glove showcases a part of the N64 controller, and I naturally walked around the convention while playing the Paper Mario soundtrack, my favorite video game OST of all time. Shout out to my good friend Pixel Plume, aka Pixie, who edited a music track together for my catwalk at the very last second. Your efforts truly paid off. Thank you so much. As a highly mainstream gamer, I figured it was time to represent my favorite indie game, B6. Just like my DDR concept, I wanted to represent the entire game in cosplay form rather than just one of the 6 pixelated characters. Every part of this cosplay is handmade, my favorite feature being the crying elephant Easter egg, of which was the first design I ever satin stitched onto a cosplay. This cosplay debuted at Con Bravo 2017, but I would love to bring it back at a future convention. Pink Yoshi was a one-off cosplay created for and debuting at MagFest 2018 in National Harbor, Maryland. This cosplay pays tribute to my first gaming convention experience, PAX East 2012, where my sister, Madame Toadstool, brought along a pink Yoshi figurine who became our mascot in our hotel room. Her Yoshi figurine was lovingly nicknamed Victoria after all of our colorful pink Victoria's Secrets bags. I handmade each piece of this cosplay wanting to represent Yoshi in a somewhat cartoony fashion, drawing inspiration from onesie pajamas. My original goal was to represent all the different colored Yoshis in a group, but perhaps that will be a future endeavor. Having cosplayed as BanjoKazooie the previous year, I felt it was my duty to represent the present-day duo Yooka-Laylee at Con Bravo 2018. This was the first cosplay I ever wore color contacts for, making me a little more unrecognizable than usual. This honestly made for a pretty fun experience overall and opened the door for future cosplay possibilities. I pieced this cosplay together using lots of different neon rave pieces. While I will always have more of a connection to Banjo, it was fun to give this cosplay a try and represent the rare folks of yesteryear in their present-day glory. Premiering at Con Bravo 2018 in Hamilton, Ontario, Shadow Heartless was oddly my first villain cosplay since Bellatrix Lestrange. This cosplay took me the most time to create as it is entirely hand-crocheted. The idea sparked during an 8-hour drive to visit my beau in Canada in early 2018, and I almost immediately got to work knowing how long this cosplay would take to create. Much like the reason for my Banjo cosplay back in 2017, I wanted to represent Kingdom Hearts because I played the game for the first time earlier that year. Heartless and Crochet have similar concepts as they both emerge from almost nothing. I like the idea that just like the Shadow Heartless, my yarn would transform into a tangled web of this crocheted character, representing both phenomena equally. I also sewed handmade pieces into a black wig so that when I bent over, I would appear to have the glowing yellow eyes of the Shadow Heartless. This cosplay was the first to win me not one, but 2 cosplay awards. It snagged the Best Routine Award at Con Bravo Cosplay Masquerade in 2018, as well as the Best Master Skit Award alongside my sister Madame Toadstool at Anime Crossroads in 2019. For both of us, this was the first Master Level award we ever received. Special thanks to Madame Toadstool for performing with me at Anime Crossroads, to Pixel Plume for saving the day yet again at Con Bravo, editing my music down at the last second when another curveball was thrown my way, and to my beau Odin Spack, as well as my good friends Snack Attack and Little Foo for their emotional support. Riku from Kingdom Hearts is my ultimate guilty game crush. If you haven't noticed the pattern yet, I decided that if I couldn't be with Riku, I would just be Riku. His cosplay debuted at Con Bravo 2018 and was the 4th crossplay in my repertoire of male-turned-female cosplay characters. His look represents that of the original Riku from the first Kingdom Hearts game. This somewhat accurate representation was entirely pieced together, intended to be a one-off cosplay, but I have considered doing a more femme fatale version of Riku in the future. Konata, the lead character from the beloved manga and anime series Lucky Star, is what I believe to be one of my spirit animals, if you will. She represents me in so many ways, from her determined, overconfident attitude to her late-night gaming habits. One of my cosplay dreams is to perform the cheerleader skit from the anime in a masquerade with a group, although I'm doubtful this will ever be a reality. Regardless, I figured I may as well represent my favorite Lucky Star character in cheerleader form. Cheerleader Konata debuted at Anime Crossroads in 2019 and is my latest cosplay to date. As Konata would say, if you're not a cheerleader, you're not cool. While the global pandemic has me uncertain as to when my personal cosplay journey will continue, I can assure you that I have used quarantine to work on creating new cosplays that I intend to debut as soon as 2021. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment your favorite cosplay look below. Please let me know of any other cosplay related content you'd like to see in the future, and until then, stay safe, stay creative, and most of all, stay fierce. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out, pimps.